Hey, fellow beast builders and mass marketers. Just want to do a quick video on a little test I've done. And as usual, whenever I do tests, they're not for the faint of heart. So you will break your site if you try to do this um, without knowing exactly what you're doing. So I'm very familiar with HTML code, have no problem with it. So unless you are familiar with HTML code also, um, don't try to don't try this at home without adult supervision. Okay. One thing I noticed though, when my site was getting indexed, um, did a site, then my URL that I have, and I came up with 2,290 results. Actually, last week it was about 6,500 results. But when I check the actual results, I only have 13 results shown. There's like 3 on the other page there, which is down from 16 about a week ago. And I'm not sure what was going on. It seemed like Google thought that it was getting all the same content, and I wasn't exactly sure. I'm not sure if it's a new algorithm or something that Google, they've been talking about a headless scroll that really mimics a person. Um, so I'm not sure if this is kind of what I was getting right here. I got the normal pop-up. This is actually a screenshot of my blog, my web money site that actually was in developing, so it's just got a generic newspaper template under it. This is kind of what I'm getting. I'm not sure if it's because Google can't scroll. I don't have I have the scroll bars disabled. Can't scroll. Only thing they can do is click, and I'm not sure if that was part of it. So what I did is I thought, well, now why couldn't I just put some HTML in there and put like a fake site, um, make it an HTML site? So I looked on Envato, and I've got the Envato subscription, so I can download most everything they have on here. So I downloaded 5 to 10 HTML themes, and I decided on this one right here, called Auto Club. Seems like it's a pretty good one. This is what it looks like. This is what the template looks like on their demo site. Um, it looks, pretty good. It's got a little bit of flash in there. Um, the reason why I really chose it is the way it was designed is everything in the HTML was laid out in sections. So it's easy for me to take out something I didn't want, something that I didn't need. Like for instance, I found I really didn't need this right here, so I just took it out. Um, so let me get down to the nitty gritty here. Um, Basically what I did is I took our header section, and this is what it normally looks like. Um, the header.php. As I'm building, I injected some schema code, and I can show you how to do that just a little bit. And then right here is the end of the schema script. Here's the end of the head, and right here is my image of my screenshot of my money site. And then of course here's the bottom navigation where it has your legal site map and everything. So what I did is I went ahead and hopped in and got this code, and I changed it from the old right here, and I want to inject in it the header code new. So basically what I did is right at the end of the schema, which is the script right here, I took the script, the HTML, and I copied it and pasted it in there. This is after I worked it out, of course. I think I used Dreamweaver and Notepad++. Can't run Dreamweaver at the same time as I'm shooting a video, probably chew up all my CPU strength, so I just thought I'd just do a sample right here. Um, So basically from line 142, what I have here, down to like about 950, where my navigation starts, I just copy and paste that in there. Now let's take a look at this HTML. The reason why I chose this site was, of course, because here's the header class, and everything's documented pretty clear right there. Here's the navigation, which is going to be the navigation up here at the top. So it's pretty clear there. And each of the sections was well documented, which was a big decision on why I wanted to choose it. So see, I can see clearly right there, this section is the slider. So if I didn't want to have the slider, it'd be easy for me to decide to just cut out that whole section and knock it out. So that's kind of what I did. It was fairly easy to go and edit. Now everything that every link, anything you touch on this that I've edited will take you back to a link on the money site. So it's achieving the same thing as the pop-up, which is the goal of that is, of course, to get people to click to the main site. I did choose like individual pages, like this. This is going to go to my main money site, a page on Toyota Camry hybrids. Of course, the button you're going to be clicking on my site is about the Toyota Camry hybrid. This is a local website that's targeting Toyota, kind of a sweet domain name I found, expired, of course. Somebody let it lapse after 17 years, and I've heard it in advertising a lot. Toyota of Long Beach. And right in that 10, 12 mile radius, there's like 10, 12 Toyota dealerships in Long Beach, California, which is just down the street from me. Well, not down the street, about a hour and a half, depending on traffic. But it was a perfect test case for this to get up and going. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my text right here. And like I said, from 142 on down to about 950. Let's just go ahead and just grab all this HTML here. And I want to go down to about 942. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come over here to my header. And basically what I want to do is I want to leave this nav right here, but everything between the closed head, and of course, depending on how you lay yours out, it's going to be different. But I want to basically take out this right here and paste in my HTML code. Now, of course, if this isn't done right, it's going to break your site. So you better make a backup of your header.php file. Now, to get rid of my pop-up, I went into my footer, and this is the code right here that does the no robot.gif. There was some code in the old HTML, and I believe this loaded some of the pop-up and the no scroll and everything, so I got rid of that. But basically all I need to do is delete this right here and then save it, and my pop-up won't happen. So I'll save changes right here, go here and save changes right there. And so here's basically my test site that I've got put up, and it's all about Toyota. All these links right here go to a spot on my money site. So everything you click, this is a call to click right here button. So if I click that, it's gonna, on a mobile phone, it's gonna click to call. I avoided putting the address on here, but I did put the zip code and everything. In the schema, which I'll show you the code in just a little bit, I have everything down to the longitude and latitude. But let's take a look at this. It's pretty engaging. This has got a slider. that goes to some different images. So there's some featured vehicles. This is also a click to call button, so if they click on that on a mobile phone, it'll click to call. Here's some other stuff I pulled off, and then basically this is the end. These doggone pictures were too hard to track down. They're kind of wove into the CSS. But I've got phone numbers right here. I've got the hours of the place. And then just below that, if you keep on scrolling, this is all of the perfectly SEO'd text. Here's the videos that I've injected. I don't know how to control how many videos, but I usually queue up the full 300 videos on Phantom. And so this is the perfect stuff that we're talking about. This is the juice that Cliff always talks about. This is our perfectly SEO'd stuff. This just puts on like a little different face, I guess. It's a little bit more work, but I'm thinking that as a test, this might just be good. So now, let's take a look right here. This is my Phantom here, and here is where I inject the schema. So all this up here is the schema, and this is all YouTubes that I've scraped with Link Swarm. So I've got 300 videos right here. I've got the schema right here. Now, I'm thinking, you probably could put in more than one type of schema. That's what I'm thinking. I've just got the local business. So let me just review that real quick right here. Schema generator that I like is this one by technicalseo.com. They've got a couple of good ones. They don't have all of them here. Probably need to do more in-depth video on schema. If you're going to do a question and answer, I found during reading that you have to have, each page has to have a question and answer. You can't have like a bunch of questions and answers on a bunch of different pages. It needs to be one page in order for Google to recognize it. So that's just one thing to consider. If I do put another schema on here, I'll probably put an FAQ page. But let me just show you the local business and how I organized it. The reason I love this is I used to do the schema by hand, and you had to write the JavaScript, then you had to check it each time you made a change. Half the time I broke it. So yeah, I kind of went with easy stuff here. So let me bring up my file here. I got my cheat sheet of my old schema, and I'm just going to show you how I copy and paste this in here. What I usually do is I usually do a cheat sheet file, a text file. So as I'm building these, I've got all the information already done. That's just me. I usually have a copy and paste sheet. But the type of business I'm doing is an auto dealer. So automotive business and an auto dealer. Okay, so I got that. And what's my business name? Which is kind of my URL, which is Toyota of Long Beach. Like what I did previously is I went into my WordPress on the money site and I uploaded a picture of a car, a Toyota. And of course I totally optimized it. I have Toyota Long Beach, Toyota Camry 2019 gray. So I mean, in the URL, in the picture file, I did go ahead and put that in there. It does allow you to do an ID, and what an ID is the URL plus a hashtag saying what type of business it is. And this is just something I read on how to do. So it gives the URL and then a hashtag, and then it kind of delineates what type of business you're in. So that's just a good idea to have that on there, just so Google says, okay, I know what kind of business this is. And my money site URL, which is Toyota of Long Beach. Put put that there. I've got my phone number laid out properly. They want spaces, not dashes. This is a phone number that I, of course, bought from Twilio.com. I've used Twilio, since they first came out, and I've actually gone to 3 of their conferences. So pretty well versed in Twilio. Price range, I just picked a starting price range of $15,000. You notice as I'm doing this, it's building the code for me. Postal address. Now this is where I got kind of tricky here because there's a business Toyota dealership that I actually am targeting, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket in case they say no. So I just put Long Beach Boulevard and my zip code, and I'm going to do US. And I'm going to do California. Okay. Oops. Okay, now latitude and longitude. What I did is I went into the long finder and I just typed in, Long Beach Boulevard, and I came up with something. And it just has to be kind of close, I think. So here's my latitude, and here's my longitude. So there we go, got that. Now add opening hours. I wanted to go ahead and do that because this adds to, what we're doing. I found out the dealership that I'm targeting is open 7 days a week, and they are open at 0800 and whoops. And they close at 10 o'clock, which is okay, and my time for closing is 10 o'clock p.m., so that is 20 military time, 2000. And then it gives me a chance to do social profiles. I chose YouTube and website. I just put those in. So anyways, what I get here is nice, clean, compliant, pre-done, ready to go schema tag. All I got to do is copy and paste it into my cheat sheet, and then when I'm ready to build, all I have to do is copy and paste into the additional code between head tags, and I'm ready to go. And then Phantom will just inject that right in the top, and then that's kind of good because I've got that extra juice coming from schema. Like I said, if I inject another schema, I think I'll do the FAQs because you can have those on any page, but it answers questions, so it's good. Anyways, this is kind of what I've been doing. I kind of like it. We'll see how it does. And it just goes, it's pretty speedy. Got a little bit of movement. And I just hope everybody clicks on something before they come down here, because they might just say, oh, hey, it's, something wrong with the website or something. They might call me up and say, hey, there's something wrong with your website. Hey, that's cool. We'll do that too. Anyway, this is a little test I'm doing. Hopefully you found this, helpful. Remember, you will break your site if you don't know what you're doing. So if you try playing around with it, make sure you have a backup of your original files. Pick out a code, a site that, HTML site that is fairly clean and well documented so that you can basically, copy and paste and cut out what you do and don't want. Choose one that's responsive and optimized, and you'll be good. But if you don't know what you're doing, don't go crying to Doug and Rod and because you broke your site, because I warned you. Anyways, that's just my test. So let y'all go. This is Jeff signing off.